Hello there, welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle. I'm a personal trainer and yoga teacher in the Boston area. And in this video, I'm going to share with you a fun full body workout. We're going to start with some dynamic stretching and moving to get the body warmed up. Then we're going to move on through 3 blocks of exercise, starting with the low body, upper body, and finishing with some core and glutes. And then at the very end of our workout, we're going to finish with some nice, easy stretching. Make sure the muscles stay nice and lengthened and we're feeling good in our body. You will need a few things for your workout today. You'll need a yoga block and a set of weights. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So as you get ready, I want you to take your weight towards the back of your mat, standing with your feet a little bit wider than hips width apart, toes at a very slight angle outward. We're going to come into a low squat, right? Thinking of that football player, that quarterback, so bring your fingertips down to the floor, maybe even reaching towards your toes and setting your hips back and down. Trying to get your weight back into the heels, but then at the same time I want you to press down through the big toe and the pinky toe. And then just start to rock your hips a little side to side. Just kind of swaying those hips. And this is that dynamic warm up. So we're going to just create some movement as we stretch. Nice slow movement. Start to get connected with the body and the breath. All right, let's slow some of that swaying down. And now we're going to walk your hands into a plank. So one hand at a time till you get your hands under your shoulders and let your feet be about hip width apart. Right on the ball of the foot. Really activate the feet. Press down through the hands. Great. Now we're going to take it back to a wide leg forward fold. So you can let the legs straighten a little bit here. Release tension in the hamstrings. Let the head, neck, and shoulder release. And then we'll go ahead and bend the knees, sink into the squat. Now I want you to think about the core. Can you hug your ribs in and down, pulling your navel to your spine? And then reach your arms up. Pulling those thumbs towards the wall back behind you as you draw the shoulder blades in and down. And now stand on up. We'll move at a little bit more of a pace now. So as you get this, you're going to find that squat. Walk those hands out. Find your plank and hold your plank. Thinking about isolating the muscles by pulling the navel back to the spine. Engaging those quads like you're hugging the kneecaps towards the ceiling. Lifting those heels towards the ceiling, and then again, slow walk back. So just taking a little time to activate those muscles, find that forward fold, a little hang time. Sink the hips back and down into your squat. Reach your arms up, circle, and stand. Here we go again, sit into your squat, reaching for the floor. Walk those hands out nice and slow. Imagine you're balancing something on your back, maybe your favorite drink as you stay here. Trying to get your shoulders, hips, and heels in line. Activate and push the floor away. Walk it back nice and slow. Try not to rock your hips and shoulders. And get to that forward fold. Release your crown of your head, chin to chest. Set your hips back and down. Reach your arms up. Circle, sweep it up. Picking up a little more speed right into that squat. You can walk your hands out to your plank. Hold that plank here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk it back. Let those heels come to the ground. Release your head. Sink the hips for your squat. Reach your arms up. Press through your heels. Stand up. Squeeze your glutes. And we're back down again. Walk it out nice and slow. All right, we're going to come to our plank. We're going to add a little side plank. So let your heels fall over to the left as you reach your right arm up. You can let those feet stagger in front of one another and really push through the hand. Lift that waistline nice and high. And as imagine you're a door, you're going to slowly close the door, hips and shoulders together. Place the hand under your shoulders, second side, reach that left arm up. Again, lift the waist, press the hand down, back to your plank, and then walk it back. All right, so just adding on that little side plank here. Sitting those hips back and down, reach your arms up, press through your feet, slowly circle sweep those arms down by your side, into that squat, walk it out. Find your plank. Heels to the left, right arm up, side plank. Slowly, one step at a time, second side. Push that floor away, lift the waistline. Back to your plank, slow walk back. Forward fold, chin to chest. Sink into your squat, lift your gaze, lift your arms, standing all the way up. Hands by your sides, hips back and down, reach the fingertips to the floor. Walk it out, nice and slow. Stay focused here, side plank to the right, side plank to the left. Really push and reach, and then slow walk back. We've got 2 more here. Find that squat. Core is engaged, squeeze your glutes to stand. Find that squat, hips back and down, walk it forward. Nice, slow, easy walk, side plank, right, side plank to the left. Find your way to your plank, walk it back. Fold, squat, reach and stand. Last one. Into that squat. Walk your hands out. All the way to that plank, heels to the right, left, turn it, right arm up. Second side. Push and reach. Lift that waistline. Nice and slow. Walk it back. Nice work. Fold. Sink the hips back. Reach your arms up. Stand. One more little bit of dynamic stretching to make sure those hips and hamstrings are opened up just a little bit more. Let's go ahead and fold forward. You're going to bring your hands to the ground and slowly walk your hands back on out. We're going to come into a downward facing dog pose. So go ahead and pedal your heels, bending one knee and then stretching the opposite heel to the floor. And just getting that nice stretch down through the hamstrings. And then we'll settle into a more still down dog. Spreading your fingers wide. A little slight bend in the knee so you can really lengthen the spine. Deepen the crease of the hips. And now can you evenly press through both hands as you lift your right leg up. We're going to open the hips so you can start to stack your right hip over your left. Bend your knee, let the heel fall behind you. Keep pressing as evenly as you can through both the right hand and the left. And you can feel that nice opening in that right hip. That always feels so good. Great, let's take one more big inhale. As you exhale, can you bring your right knee towards your right elbow? Squeeze that right waistline nice and tight. Try to hover and hold. Bring those shoulders over your wrist. Lift the belly in nice and tight. Push, push, push the floor away. And now step your foot to the outside of that right hand. Lower the left knee down. Coming into this low lunge, I want you to engage your left glute here. So squeeze that left butt cheek in and reach your right arm up. Gently hugging that right knee in, hands spinning open. You can lift your gaze. Great, we'll go ahead, we'll bring the hand back underneath the shoulder. Hamstring stretch, hips back. Lift those right toes, fold, release your crown of your head, chin to chest. Great, inhale as you come forward to your lunge, sweep that right arm up. Exhale, lower that right hand down. Bring the hips back. So we're just marrying these 2 moves together. Hamstring stretch and then lunge with that beautiful twist. Feeling that nice torso rotation. Great, let's do it 2 more times. Follow your breath, exhaling into your hamstring stretch. Inhaling into your twist. Last one, hips back. Back to your lunge. And now curl the left toes under, lift the left knee and really hug the left quad in. We're going to step back to our downward facing dog pose. Go ahead and pedal those heels. Press through the hands, lengthen the spine. And we'll get ready for the second side. So slowing the pedaling down. Press even through both hands. Lift the left leg up nice and high. Right, open that left hip over the right and bend the knee. Keep pressing evenly through the hands so you stay long through the side body. Enjoying that nice opening. We're gonna go ahead and step that left foot back behind the hand, or just to the side, either way, and lower your knee down. All right, you're gonna squeeze that right glute. This is gonna help to open the front of that right hip flexor. Placing your right hand under your shoulder, twist, reach the left arm up. Hug the left knee and thigh in towards the midline, and then release the hand down. Hamstring stretch, reach your hips back, lifting the left toes, release your crown of your head, chin to chest. All right, let's move with the breath. Inhaling into your lunge, reach your arm up. Exhale, hands to the floor, reach those hips back. Lift the toes. Inhaling, come forward. Exhale, reach it back. 3 more times. Follow your breath. Inhaling into your lunge. Exhaling in. Hips back. I'm always a big fan of dynamic stretching. It's that yoga teacher in me. All right, we'll finish up here. Last one with the twist. Nice little spine release there. Body's feeling ready, body's feeling warm. So let's go ahead and curl the back toes under. Lift that back knee up. Step back to your downward facing dog pose. And then slowly walk your feet up towards your hands. Find that little forward fold and slowly roll your spine all the way up, stacking vertebrae by vertebrae. All right, so next block, we're gonna work right into the legs. So I'm gonna try to give options if you don't have weights at home, because you can do this with just your body weight if you like. If you do have weights, I want you to hold them up close to your chest, right? Maybe on your shoulders, but really thinking of keeping the chest lifted. Step those feet a little wider than hips width apart, and toes are slightly turning out. All right, so really thinking of that core nice and tight. We're gonna do 15 reps, and we're gonna do 2 sets of this. Okay, so let's go ahead and sit those hips back and down. All right, as you come up, it's really important to press through the heels and squeeze your glutes, hugging your belly and really keeping that core engagement to protect that low back. Feel that tripod effect through the feet, pressing through the heel, pressing down through the big toe, and pressing down through the pinky toe. All right, here we're gonna do 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. You can release those weights down by your sides and step your feet to about hip width apart. We're going to be doing a lunge with a step back here. So again, you can bring those weights right back up to your shoulders. Again, this can be done with no weights at all. Sometimes that's helpful because this is going to be a bit of a balance challenge. All right, so we're going to find a big step back with your right foot, bending your right knee so you have 90-degree angle on both front and back leg, making sure that knee is right over the heel. Right, hug that right hip in and down. And then from here, you're going to push on up, pull that right knee up to about hip height, and then again, very slowly, gingerly, almost silently if you can, step it back. Since we're doing right and left on this, we're going to be doing 10 on each side. Here we go. Almost there, last 5. This one's 5 here. Taking it slow, finding that steady balance, focusing where you can. Last 3. 2. Trying not to use momentum, really using that strong standing leg. Last 1. And now I can lower my foot down. All right, second side. Again, keeping the chest lifted, really keeping that core tight, lengthening down through the spine. So the tail isn't tucking, but rather reaching down. As you're ready, let's get a big step back with that left foot, then that left knee. Push on up. Ooh, feel that little wiggle and wobble. Trying to keep those hips and shoulders squared towards the front of your mat. Again, keeping that chest high, keeping that core tight, and really feeling that squeeze through the hips and the butt muscles to control the movement. We're on our last 5 here. 4, woo, 3, 2, and 1. Great, nice work. You can release those arms down by your sides for a moment just to give yourself a break. And now we're gonna go ahead and get back to our squats. So supersetting these 2 nice basic exercises, taking those feet a little wider than hip width apart, toes slightly turned up. Let's lift those weights up, chest up, elbows in and down. And here we go for 15. If you want to take it a little faster, you can, but don't feel like you need to rush it. Don't shorten that movement. Make that full standing to the top with a great big squeeze of the tush. Butt way back and down. But really keeping that tripod stance. Here we go, 5 more. 2, last one, here we go. All right, stepping back with those feet hip width apart, finding that high knee to lunge. Lift those weights if you got them. Elbows tucked under, chest up, core tight. We'll step that right foot back. Here we go. 1, 2, going a little faster this round. 3, 4, woo, fight for it. 5, 6, 7, woo, 8, 9, and 10. Second side. Getting ready here. Step that left foot back. Find your lunge. Find your balance. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, squeeze, 8, 9, 10. Whew. Nice work. Take a moment just to put your weights down. Before we do the upper body, I'd like to do a little stretch here, making sure we're staying nice and limber in our body. Quads can get tight, so pull your heel towards your bottom. We're reaching your knee to the floor. If you like, you can get fancy, finding that dancer pose as you reach your left arm up, and find that kicking of your foot into your hand as you tip forward just a bit. Whew. Feel that engagement? All right. Still a little tired, still a little tricky to balance, but we do our best. Second side. Pull that knee in as if you're really reaching your knee down towards the floor, and then reach up. So you try not to let that left hip flare out. You ideally want to get those shoulders coming forward. Tipping from that hip just a little bit. Keep your chest high, keep your gaze up. Holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let it go. Whew. All right, so ready for that upper body. Kind of getting those arms ready. We're gonna do just a little warm up with those arms really quick. Before we get started, we're gonna circle those arms, little tiny circles, forward and back. You know, find that nice grounding down through your feet, length up through your spine. Great. You can take those circles a little faster. And then we're gonna go ahead and reverse those circles the opposite direction. Right, start to feel those muscles wake up. Here we go, arms and shoulders, although they're probably already awake. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I have 3 exercises for you. All right, the first one is going to be a deadlift with a front raise. It's like a front row, rather. So you want to stand with your feet a little about hip width apart. So hip width apart, making sure your toes are right in front of your heels, a little slight bend of your knees. Lift your navel towards your spine and draw those shoulders up, back, and down. You want to keep those shoulders down your back and just let those weights stay in those arms. We're going to hinge forward, tipping at the hip. Bring those weights down to maybe the knees or just past the knees, and then slowly come up, holding those, bringing those weights close to your body, elbows high and wide for that front row. So tipping forward, pull it right up. Keep those weights nice and close. Squeeze your glutes as you come up. This really helps to strengthen your back, your arms, your shoulders. And remember, we're always working that core, always hugging that belly in tight. Really thinking of lifting that pubic bone up towards the navel and then hugging that navel back towards the spine. Especially as you exhale, you come up, you can really pull that right back in. Let's do this. We got 5 more. We're doing 15 total. Last one. All right. Let's go ahead. We're going to do an L raise. So it's a combination of a front raise and a side raise, alternating right and left here. So a little softness in the knees. Roll those shoulder blades up, back, and down, really bracing the core, really keeping that core nice and tight, navel to spine, right? And now we start to move. You can bring one arm in front, the other arm to the side, and then you're just going to switch to the other side. Nice work. We're never lifting the arms or the hands any higher than your shoulders. Right, little soft bend in the elbows. Let the shoulders stay down and away from the ears. If you start to get tired and your forearm starts to break where you feel the shoulders coming up by the ears, either drop the weights and continue or just take a little break, let those shoulders release. Almost there. Nice work, keeping those reps nice and high. So start to feel that fatigue. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Lift and really slow on the way down. All right. Third exercise in this block is the shoulder press. It's going to be a wide shoulder press. Some people call it the Arnold. Elbows are about shoulder height, making that goalpost shape, making sure your wrists are right over your elbows and no flexing or bending that wrist. You want to keep those wrists nice and straight. You're just going to reach those arms straight overhead. You don't have to bring those weights together. I kind of drift off my screen, but I'm just pushing them straight up over my shoulders, right? And so you're going to feel this is going to create more tension, right? It's going to fatigue those muscles a little bit faster. I'm always a fan of getting that job done. Woo! Again, keeping those shoulders down in the back. Don't let them hike up to your ears. We're almost there. We're going to do 15 here. We're at our last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, nice work. Ooh, let those arms down. Give them that little shake, that little roll. We're going to do one more round, starting with that deadlift, doing that row, that front row. Feet hip width apart, little bend in the knees, hinge from the hips, long spine, flat back. Pull it right up. Keep it close to your body. Lift those elbows high and wide. If you've got these two little dumbbell weights like mine, you want to kind of squeeze those weights together, pressing the ends of them in towards one another. You'll feel a little bit of that nice work across the front of the whole chest that way. Try not to rush it. It's easy to rush it. Slow on the way down. Then you can give a good pull and a little thrust to the hips, especially as you're more warmed up the second round. We're almost there. We're at our last 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'll raise. Ready? Find those feet. Roll those shoulders down your back. Lift your chest. Here we go. Alternating. And so I want you to really think of going slow on the way down. That's where a lot of that resistance is, a lot of that good work. Don't just let those arms collapse down, but really controlling that weight, especially on the way down. This helps to strengthen a lot of the muscles, not just in the shoulders, but right into the backs. Those lats, it's so good for them to be nice and strong. Nice work, we're almost there. Ready? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great work. So now we're going to go ahead. One more exercise, that shoulder press, goalpost, nice and straight wrist, push it up. Second round. The fatigue comes on a little bit faster, right? But stay with that good form. If you feel it break, you can always stop. Keep coming back to this video, back to the workout. You're going to feel your body getting stronger. You're going to get to the end of it. Here we go. Almost there. For 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Woo. All right, let's bring those weights by your side, a little shoulder roll. Let's put those weights down. That was the last one in that exercise in that block. Now we're gonna take it down to the floor. Here's where the block can come in handy. If you don't have a block, just pretend you have a block. So you can use those mindful cues to hug into the midline, keeping the knees stacked over the heels. You'll know what I'm talking about when we get there. So let's go ahead and come onto your back. Let's put this on this side for now. All right. So it's important to get that good core lock here. So I want you to bring your awareness down to your hips, taking your hands on your hip bones, that bony part of the hips. And now I want you just to rock the pelvis a little bit here. Tilt the tail up and tail pushes down. And you feel the back arch. And now I want you to find a neutral pelvis, right? So that there's this very slight tuck. Teeniest. I don't like to say tuck. I don't really like to use the word because I want your low back to be on the ground. And I want you to feel both hips grounding down into the floor. You should have a natural curvature of the spine, no flat back, but really thinking of hugging the back muscles in, the side body muscles in, and the front. So you can use your hands to kind of really feel those muscles engage. You can keep your hands there for a moment as you lift your feet up off the ground. Try to maintain that nice position in both the front, sides, and back of your body. Get those knees right over your hips. I like to flex my ankles and spread my toes and then reach your arms straight up. So this is that dead bug. Let your head rest on the floor and feel your shoulders press down towards the ground. All right, so you feel that body engage. And now we're going to go opposite limb extension. So reaching the right leg forward, the left arm back, extending it only as far as you can maintain the hips grounding, the shoulders grounding. So no twisting, right? If it bothers your hip flexor, maybe not extending the leg as far, maybe not even straightening the leg all the way, right? So you work within that range of movement where you can maintain this nice stable core, which includes the hips and the shoulders. So it's not just the abs, it's the whole course, the whole torso, basically. So this is a great exercise because it's going to strengthen all those muscles, your transverse, those low belly muscles. Really thinking of hugging those ribs in and down, and that's going to help you to work that area. And it does take some of that mind-body connection, so if it takes you a few tries to get there, don't worry. Your mind and your body will sync eventually. Right leg, left arm. Right, opposite limbs, reach, and then return right to the spot, pause, and then switch. All right, let's do one more. We're gonna get back to this exercise on the second round. So bringing your feet to the floor, arms by your sides. Really close, press the palms down, and walk your feet so your heels are directly underneath your knees, feet hips width apart. Oh, and this is where the block really comes in handy. So taking that block and slide that block right in between your thighs. This is going to help you to really keep that inner thigh and glute engagement because that's what we're looking for. So lift those hips up into your bridge. All right, press down through your heels. Hug the knees so they align right over those ankles, right over the heels rather. And pushing down through your arms. Now we're going to do a little bit of a down and up. So just go down about an inch and then all the way back up to your full range. Squeezing that block, so you really want to feel the glutes and the hamstrings, that low back. It starts to really integrate. Our core is not just the front, right? It's the back as well. Really toning those muscles along the back of the body. And this one is definitely a big glute exercise too. It's never just one muscle. Here we go here for the last 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, lift and hold, squeeze, and then slowly release. All right, slide that block out of the way. Let's find that dead bug. Knees over hips, arms over shoulders, palms face in towards one another. Lock those the core, so think of hugging the ribs in and down, so that activates those upper abdominals and down to the lower. When you're ready, you go. Opposite limbs. Try not to twist. Try not to compromise the spine. A little arch in that back, not totally flat, but also at the same time, can you pull the belly back towards the back of the body as if it's being pulled back to the floor. Try not to use those hip flexors. Use that low belly. So hug that low belly up and in. And that's going to help you take that work out of the hip flexors. I know a lot of people feel those hip flexors during these exercises. Almost there. Let's give me 4 more. 3. Woo. 2. And last one. Excellent work here. We're going to go ahead and release the feet to the floor. Arms by your sides. Let's find that bridge. If you got the block, grab that block. Set yourself up. Lift those hips. Press down through the shoulders. Press down through the heels. See if you can lift all 10 toes up off the floor and spread those toes out. Just the toes. When you're ready, we're going to do that a little lower and lift, squeezing, activating those muscles along the back of the body. So when I say to squeeze the butt, make sure you're squeezing it and you're feeling that good squeeze. However, if it starts to cause a muscle cramp, back off, maybe remove the block. Some people, and too much squeeze can happen. You know, I say it a lot. Really activating, getting a good strong glute muscle helps you to create really strong back. Almost there, last 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Lift and hold. Hold and press. Pressing down to lift up, and then slowly release that spine all the way down. All right, so now we're back to some good old stretching. I'm going to have you go ahead and sit on up. And sit with your feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. Just gonna slide these out of the way. All right, making sure I got that clear space. We're gonna do some windshield wipers. You're gonna rock the knees side to side, right? So this is gonna work that internal rotation as you bring that knee in front. So if you're really tight in here, this might feel really good. And I want to encourage you to try to keep your butt on the floor. Try not to let the hip lift. It's not about getting that knee to the ground. Right, it's about exploring where's that rotation. You can kind of play with kind of that loosiness and then grounding as you move, and see how there's that subtle shift. Right, he's looking for that mind-body awareness. I want to get into the hips a little bit more and opening the hips here. So next time your knees rock over to the right, you're going to come into a hurdler position. So you kind of got to turn yourself so that you're facing towards that right shin. All right, option here, you can stay in this hurdler position if this is better for your hips. Try to sit up nice and tall, right? If there's a lot of tightness in this left hip, this can be a really good position for you. If you're looking for more of a hip opener, you can find good old pigeon pose, right? If you pull your heel closer towards your body, it's gonna help you to, back off the stretch a little more, especially if you're really tight in the hips. The closer your shin is to parallel, the more intense the stretch will be. You want to have the hips squaring towards the floor. You can bring the hands underneath your shoulders or lower your elbows down towards the ground. And just take some nice deep breaths here. You'll be feeling that sensation along the right glute if you're in this position. And if you're in the hurdler's position, you can just fold forward over that front leg, that right shin. And that's going to give you more of that outer hip and glute stretch. Always just choosing the option that's right for your body. Our hips are all very unique from one person to another. All right, we're gonna just a couple more breaths. So see if you can take a deep breath in through the nose. Fill the belly up with the breath and then exhale nice and slow. Do that one more time. You take that big belly breath. Your diaphragm connects down into your hip flexors. So this helps to really release some of the tension, those nice big breaths. And then we're ready for the second side. So you're just going to kind of rock on up. You can do just a little bit of windshield wiper just to kind of release and get ready for the second side. When you feel ready, you're going to turn to the left and set yourself up the same as you did on that last side. So again, finding either that hurdler position, turning your torso towards that left shin, or extending that right leg back behind you, finding that pigeon position. You want to make sure that back foot, the top of the foot is pressing down into the ground. And you can always rest here with your hands. Some of you might bring your elbows down. And the block is also a great tool because sometimes the wrists do get tired, but you need a little bit more height. So you bring your elbows down to that block and it can really help you to find a little bit more ease. So you can really just release those big muscles down into the legs that have been working so hard for you during your workout today. And I'd like to congratulate you for getting through this workout, and I hope your body's feeling good. You probably got some good sweat, and that always feels good just to cleanse the body, rejuvenate the body and the mind, and get you ready for your day, or maybe ready for a good night's sleep, because you'll definitely sleep better tonight. And please feel free to comment below if you have any questions, feedback. I'm always very interested in hearing back from you all. Thank you so much for your time. However, before we go, I want you to take a deep breath in, slow breath out. Do that one more time, inhaling through the nose. Exhale out the mouth and let that breath go. Make sure you're relaxing your jaw so you're feeling all kind of good. And when you're ready, you can come out. Thank you so much. Once again, have a great night, great day, and I'll see you next time.